How are you feeling about the Bitcoin market, where we are coming into the end of the year? Has anything changed?
Nothing's changed. I think the timeline is a little bit delayed, like compared to what a lot of people thought in the fall at the beginning of Q4. A lot of people were kind of expecting to see higher prices than today, and for all time highs to be, excuse me, for all time highs to continue to be made here. But in terms of the thesis, in terms of what Bitcoin is, and where we're going with this whole thing, nothing has changed. And I think that's what we're going to dig into a little bit today.
All right. So when we start looking at some of the charts that we have here, the first that we're going to pull up is this Bitcoin store of value, medium of exchange, or unit of account. And you just have what looks like the price pulled up in terms of over the years. What exactly are you showing here?
Yeah, so this is more of just like a kind of a title slide. I saw some of the Jack discourse last night. And the next slide, it was a question that says, do you think that Bitcoin will replace the US dollar? There's definitely a lot of debate. Bitcoin is digital gold, or Bitcoin is going to displace a dollar, or Bitcoin to some people is a Ponzi scheme. But really, I think we're going to use some metrics today and look at some charts and kind of break down what I believe, and I think what a lot of people that are Bitcoin proponents believe, is that Bitcoin is actively becoming, or is already, all three. And the data kind of shows that.
All right. So if we start with the first chart, we've got the issuance rate and the circulating supply and market cap all overlaid on each other. What exactly is this showing?
Yeah, so this is kind of supporting the store of value argument, right? So you hear a lot of people increasingly over the last couple of years, this has been an accepted kind of proposition. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's a digital store of value. And while that was controversial for a long time, a lot of the skeptics, besides a few, have come to accept that, Bitcoin is a store of value. And in the 21st century, especially after the kind of COVID madness and all of the trillions of dollars of stimulus, Bitcoin is a store of value. And so, it's the one thing we know that it has a hard cap, is absolutely scarce in the world. This issuance rate or inflation rate is programmatically trending towards zero over time. The blue line, that's actually in log scale. So in linear scale, it looks like the issuance rate is already basically at zero. And the market cap is really just a testament of people around the world allocating, resources and capital to this asset class because of its monetary assurances. And so the store of value argument is stronger than ever, but I don't think it stops there. And that's when the discourse gets a little more interesting.
Got it. And so really what this is showing is, as that issuance rate goes down, or some people could think of that almost as like an inflation rate, the circulating supply goes up, right? Because we're getting more and more Bitcoin, just at a slower pace. But the market cap has continued to grow at the exact same time as well, which ends up being kind of what you would expect if you've got a finite supply asset with a disinflationary monetary supply schedule and increasing demand. Is you're going to continue to get the price to go up, even though there's a little bit of Bitcoin still coming into the market. The demand outpaces that, and that's where you get market cap growth, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's how many dollars are going to exist in 2030 or in 2100, right? No one knows. No one knows really for any other asset except Bitcoin. And this because you can run a full node on an old laptop, or you can verify the supply on your smartphone. And there's no other technology. Yes, there are other crypto assets that are somewhat transparent, but the thing is that none of the monetary policies of these other assets or digital assets are basically as tried and tested as Bitcoin. No one can change Bitcoin, and every protocol change that has occurred has been opt-in, voluntary. It's a soft fork. There's no hard forks or changes to the monetary policy of Bitcoin. Whereas other crypto protocols or assets or currencies, if you want to call them that, have done that plenty of times. So in terms of absolute scarcity, nothing in the world has or can compete with Bitcoin.